shift, so I thought that I would knock out a quick stream. So, all right, so I heard 7/8's video in regards to this, so I went and did a little research myself, and I decided to give my own take on this situation. And I asked the question: does Dr. Umar Johnson have a point about LeBron James and his new podcast with JJ Redick? So Dr. Umar Johnson, we know he's a very controversial figure. My thing is with Dr. Umar Johnson, he's the type of dude, he'll say something that I may totally 100% agree with, then he'll come right back and say something that I totally 100% don't agree with. I've always been up and down with Dr. Umar Johnson. I just watch him from afar. I'm not against him, but at the same time, I'm not for him. If he says something that is of interest to me, then, I'll be like, okay, but if it isn't, fine. I'm not going to spend a whole bunch of time like talking about something that Dr. Umar Johnson said, but he said something that was very interesting. And a lot of people are asking that question. And these type of conversations need to be discussed. It's productive. It helps everybody figure out what's going on and have a good perspective of how we feel about a certain situation. We don't have to not like, we could just listen. We can agree or disagree. But he basically was talking about, well, why did LeBron James pick JJ Redick to do a podcast with when he hasn't made an appearance on Draymond Green? Draymond Green is one of the biggest LeBron James apologists out there. And he felt like Dr. Umar felt that LeBron could have gave an opportunity to a black person versus a white person. At the end of the day, you're going to always ask these type of questions. Now, I'm not going to lie. Here's my honest opinion of the situation. When I first heard that it was going to be JJ Redick, I was thinking to myself, okay, but why JJ Redick? Because I was thinking the same thing. I was thinking that LeBron could have gave an opportunity to another black person. He could have had JJ Redick along with another brother. So, but at the end of the day, LeBron James can do what he wants to do. Now, what's going to happen is some people going to say, well, LeBron James is buck dancing. He's, dancing the jig. He's cooning. He's being a watermelon man. I don't really see it that way. But I understand where people are going to be coming from as far as their assessment of this. But just keep in mind, people nitpick when they want to say somebody is a sellout or, they're pro-black or they're, whatever. Because at the end of the day, LeBron James, for the most part, he's been consistent with that. He's been okay with the activism stuff. And he's been hit and miss with some of his takes on certain situations. I will give LeBron James credit, because he was one of the only people. He was one of the only people that spoke out on the situation with Jerry Jones when the media completely tried to ignore that Jerry Jones was at a Jim Crow rally. And then Jerry Jones didn't really address the situation. He didn't dismiss it. And LeBron James was like, well, dang, y'all love to ask me about other stuff. So what's up with the Jerry Jones stuff? And he said, yeah, people probably can change, but he said, well, damn, at least address the situation. And, Stephen A. Smith, and this is what made people further see Stephen A. Smith for being a handkerchief head watermelon man, coon that he is. He tried to wag his finger at black people, talking about he mad at black people for asking the question. We just was asking Jerry Jones, hey, man, what's up with this? And then Jerry Jones' excuse was, oh, I just was curious, but then come to find out he was disingenuous about why he was there when there was one a few days ago that they told him not to go to, but he decided to go to that one. So that's why people came across as like, okay, Jerry. And of course, it quickly went away. And then just like Stephen A. Smith tried to defend Megyn Kelly, it made a complete fool of himself. And see, that's what I don't like when black people say, hey, man, we just want an explanation. And then You have black people that work for these major networks trying to call themselves playing the Negro Whisperer and trying to wag their finger at us. And then that's where we go like, hey, man, fuck you, dude. Real talk. But LeBron James has been consistent for the most part. 1 minute, but the thing is, you can't have it both ways. When LeBron makes a move like this, you say he's a sellout, but then when he speaks on some other stuff, then it's, you want to put the black fist up. I'm like this. He can do what he wants. And I'm about to get to that. Yes, LeBron James did open up a charter school for pretty much primarily black men. Of course, you're going to have the people that ain't black that's going to have to be part of it, but you have to understand that's just how it works. Ain't nothing going to be 100% completely black, just like they have white people and Asians that go to HBUs. So there you have it. But for the most part, LeBron James has did some good stuff outside of the community. You know what I'm saying? Outside, he did some good stuff outside of the basketball community. He did some stuff for black people. So I ain't that mad at LeBron James. Like I said, it's going to be one of them situations where it's kind of like you going to agree with him or you're not going to agree with him. Just like I had an issue with what I spoke upon when Usher made those remarks about he'd like to thank the devil. And then I kind of put out some information pertaining to what Usher was saying about the Illuminati. And then I had to asked this question about, well, what I saw in House Party, the remake. And then I said, okay, LeBron James served as one of the producers and executive producers. Now, I don't know if LeBron James wrote the script. So that's why I'm saying it's not fair to say, well, LeBron James, knew what was going on. LeBron James just produced the movie. I don't think he had anything to do with the script and all that kind of stuff. But that's what I was saying. And I had to make sure that I let people know I wasn't accusing LeBron James of something. Now, the thing is with Umar Johnson, I agree with Umar Johnson about what he said about Eminem. And that black people need to stop worshiping Eminem. I agree with him about that. I agree with him about some other stuff. Now, I didn't agree with him when he said that black men are to blame for black women getting BBLs, which I don't know where that came from. But you have to ask this question about Umar Johnson. Where is this school at? You collected millions of dollars, anywhere from $2 to $3 million, and there still really ain't no school. So that's all. That is all that I'm saying. Now, I was scratching my head when I saw it was JJ Redick, but JJ Redick, what's gonna really happen is they're kind of like gonna be a safe haven for both of them. There's gonna be certain things that LeBron can protect JJ Redick from. Then there's gonna be some things that JJ Redick can protect LeBron from. So I get it, but I do think looking at the show, it was very interesting. But you already know that eventually that show is gonna not just stay strictly on X's and O's. It's gonna turn into a topic show where they're gonna discuss general issues because you just have to. But what I saw, I was it was solid. It was solid. So that's all I'm saying. Well, Texas T, LeBron James do other stuff. So he's done some okay stuff. I mean, I'm not gonna sit up here and just completely slam him, for working with JJ Redick. I'm kind of telling you what's going on. Listen, I'm gonna say this once again. This is just real talk, whether we like it or not. If you work in that line of work, the entertainment business, whether it's sports, whether it's television, whether it's movies, you are not going to be able to unequivocally 100% keep it black. You just can't do it. Because black people don't control nothing. Until we have ownerships of these establishments, till we start owning the studios, till we start owning the movie theaters, till we start owning the networks, then we can't really, you know what I'm saying, do it however we want it. There are always going to be people that's going to try to give us advisories on how we supposed to put out our projects, but I do think it take nerve for a white dude or a non-black dude to tell us how to represent our community, because we the only ones that let people get away with doing that. I'm just one of the very few that be checking people. Ain't no Mexican or no white dude or no Asian go tell me how to be a black man. And it take nerve of them to even try that. But that's because of black people allowing that. But in closing, I'm going to say this much. I do think Dr. Umar made some interesting points, but at the same time, I mean, it's LeBron James show. He can do and have whoever he want to have on there. But I understand where Draymond Green is coming from. He should be on Draymond Green's show. And that's just real talk. Anyway, I'm out.